meadows ring. When I was born, joy burst free.
Welcome to the Voice of Autism Resource Hub. Today, we are excited to introduce about the journey from a static, individualized education plan, IEP, to a dynamic, personal digital twin. In high school, the pDT evolves into a co-pilot, an active virtual agent that assists the student in self-advocacy and decision-making to prepare for adulthood, specifically post-secondary education, employment, and independent living. The 3-year journey map structure, the curriculum is structured around a 2 foundation plus 3 specialized modules per grade level to ensure data continuity from enrollment to graduation.
Mother dreams of clouds soft and bright, a horizon glowing with radiant light. The river no longer flows in reverse, tears turn to stone, a path to traverse, paving the road for my journey to Rome. Her love's the guide that will lead me home. I lie close, I feel her care. Her love's a whisper in the air. Through clouds of dreams, she sees my way. A sky of light where hope.
How do we get students ready for a future that, let's be honest, we can't even predict? For years, the go-to answer was a static plan, usually on paper. The problem? It's pretty much outdated the second you print it. Today, we're going to explore a huge shift, moving away from that fixed map to something totally different, a dynamic digital co-pilot that's right there with the student on their journey. Let's see how it works.
So on one side, you've got the classic approach, the Individualized Education Plan, or IEP. Think of it as a snapshot in time. It's well-meaning, but it's rigid. But on the other side, we have its evolution, the Dynamic Personal Digital Twin, or pDT. Now this isn't just a document, it's a living digital partner that actually learns and grows with the student. The difference is just night and day.
So what exactly is a personal digital twin? Well, in this world, it's an always updating virtual model of a student. It keeps track of their skills, their interests, you name it, all to predict how ready they are for the real world. The best way to think about it is with this awesome analogy. It's like a personal digital co-pilot, helping them navigate the crazy journey of high school.
To really get how this co-pilot works, we're going to follow a student's journey. We'll start in 10th grade, where it's all about self-awareness. Then we'll jump to 11th grade, where they get to simulate the future. And then comes 12th grade, launch time. Finally, we'll ask the big question. How do you even measure if all this is working?
Okay, let's start with grade 10. This is all about laying that crucial foundation. And the focus here isn't just on grades, it's about empowering students to really understand themselves and what they need to succeed.
The #1 mission is crystal clear. Develop self-determination. And that's just a fancy way of saying students learn to take the wheel on their own lives and education. Making choices that are right for them instead of just following some predetermined path.
So how does the co-pilot help with that? Well, first, there's a data handover, syncing up all their middle school info to get a running start. Then, it becomes a tool for self-advocacy. By seeing their own strengths and weaknesses right there in the pDT, students actually learn how to ask for help and what to ask for. Finally, interest and aptitude tests get folded in, turning those vague ideas about the future into real, tangible goals.
Now let's jump to grade 11. This is where things get really cool. This year is less about planning and way more about doing. You can think of it like a flight simulator for life skills. A totally safe place to practice and mess up without any real-world consequences.
Yep, the mission here is all about practice and exploration. The pDT isn't just keeping records anymore. It's an active training zone. Whether we're talking tough subjects in school or brand new career skills, this is the year for students to just try things out and build up some real confidence.
And the tech they get to use is just fascinating. We're talking specialized software for practicing professional communication, even VR platforms for doing mock job interviews. And behind the scenes, you've got AI analyzing everything to find potential skill gaps. There are even sensors that can monitor biofeedback and social simulations to help students learn how to manage stress. It's a whole virtual practice field.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Practicing in a safe virtual space before facing the real thing. This whole idea isn't about avoiding failure. It's about creating a space where failure is actually part of learning, so you build that genuine, rock-solid confidence for when it really matters.
All right, we've made it to the final year, grade 12. The simulator phase is done. Now it's time to prep for landing, finalize that flight plan, and get ready to launch into whatever's next.
The mission for senior year really boils down to two things. First, lock in a solid plan for after graduation. And second, package their whole digital journey into a powerful profile that they can take with them anywhere.
So here's how the Copilot helps with that final push. First, the pDT runs simulations on all the different options, university, a vocational college, heading straight into a job, to find the best statistical fit for that specific student. Then, the system creates what's called a digital passport, a secure portfolio that shows off everything they can do. And finally, and this is so important, it does a warm handover, connecting their profile directly to the support systems at their next stop, making sure nobody falls through the cracks during that transition.
Okay, this all sounds incredible, but it brings up a really important question. How do we actually know if this digital Copilot is making a difference? Let's take a look at the scorecard.
The main metric is pretty ambitious. The target is a 90% success rate, and that's defined as students getting a clear yes, a job offer or college acceptance that lines up perfectly with what their digital twin predicted for them. That is a serious, results-driven goal.
But you know, it's not just about the final outcome. It's about empowering the students themselves. Another key metric is their self-determination score. The goal is a big one, a 25% jump from where they started, proving that students are getting better at speaking up for themselves and taking charge of their own future. And success is measured for teachers and the system too. For teachers, the goal is to get all transition goals digitized and to be able to actually explain why the AI recommends what it does. And for the tech itself, the data has to be easy to use elsewhere. A student's whole profile needs to be exportable in under 5 minutes.
Of course, anytime you talk about this much personal data, you have to talk about security. It's absolutely paramount. This whole system is governed by really strict data protection laws, like Vietnam's national decree. The #1 focus is always on protecting that sensitive student info while still making sure it can be shared securely, with permission of course, when it's time to apply for things. All of this brings us to one final, really big question. We've seen how a system like this can take a student from just figuring themselves out all the way to a successful launch. So you have to wonder, is this kind of personalized digital Copilot not just some cool new idea, but is it actually the future of how we guide students in education and their careers?
Like waves to the endless sea. Mother has nights silent and still, a heart full of worry, a void to fill. The river flows back tears in streams to quiet springs where sorrow dreams.